What stops the average person from investing in commercial real estate? Well, I've been in this business as an investor, coach, and mentor for over 2 decades, and I came up with the 3 myths that stop the average person dead in their tracks from investing in commercial real estate. So my goal today in this video is to share with you what those 3 myths are so you can see what those are. Maybe one of those fit you. Then my goal is to bust each myth so that you can get started in this business. So what I'm going to do is share with you myth number 1. Let's get started. All right, myth number 1 is that you have to find a bargain deal, right? That a bargain deal is a deal that is priced well under market. It is super cheap, right? Number 2, the owner is extremely desperate, and number 3, that it's in a booming market. Now those are all, great things. Everyone would like to have a deal like that. But if you're only looking for that type of deal, there are consequences, right? The consequences are, it's going to take years to find that deal. In the meantime, while you're waiting in those years, you're going to miss out on the cash flow. You're going to miss out on the tax write-offs. This is really important if you are still employed with a W-2 job. You need these tax write-offs so you can have more cash flow in your personal life. You're going to miss out on appreciation. This is natural appreciation, but also forced appreciation, right? You're going to miss out on principal pay down. Principal pay down is paying your mortgage, every month. And by the way, the tenants are paying for this. Every month, your mortgage balance drops and creating more equity in the property. So you're missing out on that. And then your future in this business is on hold because you're waiting that you have to find this bargain deal, all right? And so what is the correct belief, right? The correct belief is right here. I want you to think long term because this is where wealth is created. This is where the big dollars are created in commercial real estate. Is over the long term. Of course, you're going to buy right, you're going to have a great exit strategy, but you have to be a great long-term operator, right? Now, there is nothing wrong with holding the property for 5 to 10 years. That is quite typical in the business of commercial real estate. So if you buy the right deal and you can hold on for 5 to 10 years, most likely you're going to do quite well. All right. So if you're then not looking for a bargain deal, what are you looking for? You are looking for a good deal. I want you to focus on good deals. What's a good deal? A good deal is a property that has good cash flow, right? Good location, right? You have rent upside, so you can, force the value up, right? It's not overpriced, and then there's good management, okay? And there's a smiley face right there. This is what we're looking for. This is not a bargain deal, okay? This is what we teach our students to find, right? This comes once in a while, once in a blue moon. This will come. But what we're really looking for and focused on to create the wealth as quick as possible, right, is a good deal. All right? Now, what I want to do is I'm going to dive deeper into what that good deal looks like. So I have this video, and the link will appear on the screen. I want you to go ahead and watch this video. It's called The Secret to Commercial Real Estate Success. And in that video, I break down the technical parts of what a good deal is. All right, okay, so myth number 1 is that you have to find a bargain deal. I have therefore busted that myth. All right, okay, let's move on to myth number 2. All right, here we are, myth number 2, and my goal is to bust it. Let's get started. All right, so myth number 2 is you don't want to get into debt. That debt is bad. That is a myth. Let me start off by giving you a dose of truth. Here's the truth. If you are afraid of using your credit and your debt in this country, then your potential for success is really, really low. Look at the wealthiest people in the country right now, right? Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and all the acquisitions they're doing with their company and personally, they're not paying all cash, right? They're using their credit. They're using debt to create their massive fortune. And we do the same thing in commercial real estate. We leverage, we use debt very, very smartly. Now, here's a false belief that if you believe this, this is something that you actually believe, that having no debt eliminates your expenses, right? So some of you believe that. It seems like a smart thing, but for a property, it is so far not the truth. Let me explain. All right. So if you believe that you can, pay cash for property and not have to worry about the mortgage and you have no expenses, that is incorrect, because you still have to pay for taxes, insurance, repairs, maintenance, capital reserves, utilities, property management. You have all these other expenses, right? So just because you have no debt doesn't mean you eliminate most of the bills. You have it, okay? So that is a false belief. The goal is to use it smartly, right? So there is such a thing as good debt and bad debt. So good debt, of course, would be buying smartly a 40-unit apartment building smartly by putting down 25%, right? That's a good use of taking your money and leveraging it and getting a loan for 75%. That's a smart decision in many ways. You know what bad debt is? In my opinion, bad debt is when you go to Mexico, you go to the Bahamas, you go to Hawaii, and you put it on your credit card and you don't pay it off after 30 days. To me, that is bad debt. That makes no sense whatsoever. You should not be going to those places if you have to do that. That is bad debt, okay? All right, now, I have a video called Debt-Free versus Commercial Real Estate Investing. It's for those of you, and the link will appear right now, so for those of you that are contemplating, should I buy the property all cash or should I leverage it, right? So that video is going to share with you what you actually should do, okay? It's going to help you bust this myth here. All right, now lastly, I want to give you the correct belief, okay? So to counter this, to bust this, the correct belief is taking smart risks is okay, right? It's okay. There is no such thing as a commercial real estate deal that is 100% no risk. No, it does not exist. No business exists where there's absolutely no risk. It does not exist. So what you have to do is learn how to use your credit, your debt smartly to mitigate your risk. I'm going to leave you with this quote from Mark Twain. It says, you got to go out on a limb. Okay, that means take a risk, right? Because that's where the fruit is. Got it? All right. So myth number 2 is you don't want to get into debt because debt is bad. All right. So that myth has been busted. Let's go to myth number 3. See there. Here we are. Myth number 3. Let's bust it. All right. Myth number 3 is that someone has to lose in a commercial transaction. Either the seller gets over the buyer or the buyer gets over the seller, right? And the false belief is that you can't create win-win deals, that someone is going to get screwed. Either the buyer's going to get screwed or the seller's going to get screwed. That is a false belief, and that is so far from the truth. Here's the truth. Commercial real estate, right, is a relationship-based business. It is today and it will be tomorrow. So if you have this attitude that someone's going to get screwed, you're not going to be very successful. Not many deals are going to come your way, and you're not going to close on good deals. Now, there is a saying that I've been a part of for many, many years, from my mentor many years ago when I was a baby in the business. And he told me that, Peter, you can't do a good deal with a bad guy. Think about that. Right? Those of you that experience, when you experience doing a deal with a bad guy, what happened? Right? Exactly. So you can't do a good deal with a bad guy. So here's what we teach in our company. We teach that let's not do it your way or my way. Let's do it the best way. That's exactly what we teach our students here. And why do we do that? Why? You ever hear of the saying, you reap what you sow? Or how about what goes around comes around? How about karma, right? Those are truths of life, and they apply to commercial real estate. So what you do to another will come back to you, all right? So I didn't make that up. That's just how life works. So that's why this business will always be a relationship-based business, right? Through your commercial real estate relationships that you nurture and develop, deals come, money is raised, problem solved, wealth is gained, opportunities come to you if you take care of your relationships and you don't have this mythical belief that someone has to lose. All right? Now, so to help you create win-win scenarios when you think about how to negotiate win-win deals, I have this video I want you to watch. It's called 3 Persuasive Negotiation Tactics. So watch the video. It's a technical video. It gets down to nitty-gritty how to negotiate with the seller, right? So that you both win, right? You get a great deal, he gets a great deal. All right, so I would say that myth number 3 is busted. Got it? All right, so thank you for hanging out with me and going through how to get you to make movements with commercial real estate. Myself as a coach, I personally want you to not believe in these 3 myths because they stop you from investing in commercial real estate. So myth number 1 is that you need to find a bargain. That's been busted. So let's throw that away. All right. Myth number 2, that you don't want to get into debt, that debt is bad. That's been busted. And myth number 3, that someone has to lose. Someone's going to get screwed in a deal. That's been busted. All right, everyone. So now that these 3 myths are busted, let's get out there. Let's do some deals together. All right. Thank you, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and click the like button, but also go onto our website, commercialpropertyadvisors.com, or simply subscribe to this YouTube station. Thanks, everyone, and I'll see you at the next video.